Bristol, what the hell do you think you're doing? You didn't make me a single thing for dinner tonight. Are you mentally disabled or something? Karen, you should know that right now I'm at work still and haven't been home all day. In other words, I haven't had any time to make you dinner tonight. I'm sure you can make something yourself with what we have in the fridge. Always making up such excuses, aren't we? And I know that no matter what you do, you are always going to force Theo to love you. Please don't say things like that about us. Are you going to try and starve me today? You get your butt back here right now and start making me my dinner. Karen, how about you pick yourself out a pot or pan and make yourself something to eat? We have all sorts of food in the fridge you can make up, so get to it, please. Because if you're going to take the time to complain to me, then that means you have the time to cook. Then you won't have to starve yourself like that. I cannot believe this, complaining about what I'm doing to me like that. I'm not complaining about anything right now. I'm just giving you some ideas of what you could be doing with your time instead of complaining to me. I have work to tend to still here at my office, and actually, shouldn't Theo be home with you right now? If you're upset about not having any food ready for you right now, then how about you get your own son to do it? What are you going on about? Did you just tell me to make my son cook? Huh? Stop speaking like you're actually dumb or something. In what world are you living in where you think you can tell your own husband to cook? Come home right now and actually do your job as his wife. I'm afraid that in this day and age, it's pretty normal for husbands to cook as well. And I'm not asking him to make me my food right now, am I? You keep complaining about how I haven't made anything up for you. So I'm suggesting that if you don't want to starve right now, then you either cook something yourself or get your son to do it. I have no idea what you keep going on about right now. Well, this conversation is going to end pretty soon anyway. What do you mean by that? It's going to end pretty soon now? I'm talking about what I'm going to do. So far, it seems to me that you haven't realized just how important it is that you take good care of my son and I. It's no longer any use for you to keep trying to avoid caring for us. Caring for the both of you? Since when was I supposed to be caring for the both of you any more than I already am? I understand that you're currently living with my husband and I right now, but the only reason for that is because you forced your way into the place. I think you should start appreciating what I've already been doing a little bit more instead of complaining, considering it's me paying all the bills. I'm going to make sure that you pay for talking to me like that. You're going to regret ever turning your back on your family. Wait, what? Turning my back on you guys? Right now, your mom is asking me to make dinner for her even though I'm at my office and can't come home just yet. I asked her to make something up herself, but she keeps complaining and saying I have to. Could you please make something for her so that she doesn't starve?
What the heck, Bristol? Are you trying to make a fool out of my mom now? Also, I'm not going to be able to make anything for her right now because I'm out of the house.
What? Why are you not at home right now? It's not like you have to work or anything today, right?
Why does it matter where I head out to? I'm not some child, so you don't need to be asking me that.
But are you okay, money-wise?
Ah, that's right. This month is looking pretty slim for me again, so could you spare me a bit more? It's not like you're using anything you make, right?
Excuse me? I know that you're going to tell me you need the money for things like food and such again, but I'm not so sure that you really are putting any of that money into food. Can you tell me why this month you're not going to have enough money?
This time, can you make it $10,000? That money is going towards something pretty important this time.
And can you tell me what it is that's so important to you that you need $10,000?
It's for the house, all right? You know better than I do that the house isn't the most accessible for the elderly, right? It's because of my mom that we're able to live in this house, so don't even say a word about it and give me that money.
I'm sorry, but I can't just hand you $10,000 that easily.
You sure as hell can. I know for a fact that you have that money on you and could send it right into my bank account right now.
And once I've handed you that money, you're just going to use it on whatever you please?
On whatever I please.
I'm really tired of this crap, so could you please stop playing games with me?
Well, I'm sure I will be using it on whatever I please. And then I'll be free to do anything I want with my mom. After all, once a little more time has gone by, my mom and I will no longer need you anymore.
Oh, I see. Sounds good, Theo. I'll get that money ready for you then. But this time, I'll be creating a contract regarding this transaction, and you must sign it in order to get my money.
Making up a contract when I'm your family. How greedy. That's why you're aging so much.
Say whatever you'd like about me, Theo. Just know that with each word you say about me, the less likely it is that I let you borrow any money. Theo, how are the talks with your wife going? Things should be coming to a close very soon here, right? You know better than anyone else that I've had enough of that woman. Even today, she didn't come home to make me anything for dinner. Don't you see that she's a bully and needs to be punished?
I know about it, Mom, and I'm done being her husband as well. But if you would just give me a bit more time, our plans will all come to fruition. Then both you and I can finally be free from Bristol forever.
Are you sure? Will we finally be able to move away from her?
Yeah. Everything is going our way with her right now. The house is all old and run down anyway, so we'll leave her with it. And then you and I can find a really nice place and move into there.
Theo, you have always been such a clever little man. That's just like the son I've raised you to be. I'm so happy I gave birth to a son as smart as you. Yet with that woman you married, she has no idea what she's gotten herself into, has she?
Pretty easy to see that, Mom. And that's why it was so easy for us to use her up and get ready to throw her away. Thank God I got married to such a rich woman, right?
That's absolutely right. Because of my bright little man, I'm going to be the happiest mother on the planet. Well, I hope that our dreams come true for us sooner rather than later, Theo.
Now I have something I need to ask you really quickly.
What do you need from me? Ask whatever you'd like, and I'll do whatever I can for you. Karen, I should be making it home earlier than normal today. Were you able to already get something to eat for dinner? We are giving you that house, Bristol. What was that? Oh, I completely forgot to tell you about this, but I will no longer be needing that house now. We're not even there as we speak. Both Theo and I have moved out of there. What are you talking about, Karen? That house is far too useless to me now that I'm old myself and don't have my husband around anymore. Honestly, it's complete garbage to me, so I thought I'd let you have it now. Would you please thank me now for not kicking you out of there and having it destroyed? And don't even try to come with Theo and I, because we are long gone now. So you've really moved out? Both you and my husband are no longer living in the house? That's right. You knew that this whole time I was the one paying all the bills at home because I'm running my own company and can afford it, right? I hope you didn't just move out of the house not knowing any of that. Give it up with your delusions about being the one who pays for all the bills. I've heard this and that about how you have your own company you run, but I doubt that company makes you nearly enough money to even be considered middle class. So stop acting like you're so amazing, would you please? I've moved out of there with my cute little genius son, and we're now living in a penthouse. What? A penthouse? So what I'm getting from this is that the $10,000 I lent him a bit back was used on that penthouse? $10,000? What are you talking about? So you have no idea what's going on, Karen. Does this mean that it was Theo's plan to move out of the house and drag you along with him? Well, the both of us wanted to move out of the house as soon as possible, because you are a total nagging bitch. Also, it seems that Theo was really excited about living with his girlfriend. I told him that I'd take care of both him and his girlfriend as long as he moved us into a really nice home. And he did just that for me and put all three of us into this massive and modern penthouse. I'm going to make sure to never tell you where the address is either. I see. Understood. I don't really care to know anything about the penthouse you all have moved into or where it is. But if you're telling me that this house is mine now and that Theo and I will be getting a divorce, then I'll make sure to take action very thoroughly. Could you please come back to the house for a little bit tomorrow?
What the hell? Oh, now you're just sounding plain stupid.
Also, to avoid things that might become a little bit vague in the future, let's make sure all of this is backed by legal documentation. How does that sound?
Well, that's a good point. It'll be a pain in the butt to have to do all that paperwork with you, but it'll help us in the long run. I guess I have no choice now but to go back there. I'm sure you'd love to know about where we're living now, too, right?
No, not at all, actually.
If you get on your hands and knees and beg for the address when I go back, I might tell you.
Are you even listening to what I'm saying, Karen?
Well, perhaps I just really want to see you on the ground in front of me begging to have us back. After all, my son and I have moved out of there because you're so annoying, but pretty fun to watch when you realize you're screwed. If you get on your hands and knees and then cry and beg for me to tell you, I'll give you the address.
Ugh. Enjoy that penthouse with your son, who's only bringing in $200 a month, at most.
What? What the hell do you mean, $200 a month? Ugh.
All I meant by that was to tell you a fact about your son.
I know you really hate being cast out by Theo like this, but stop being a sore loser and making up lies about him. If you really don't want there to be a divorce, then you're going to have to try a bit harder than that, all right? I ask that you first start by begging and crying for forgiveness from us.
No thanks. I want this divorce more than anyone, actually.
You do? Well, that was quicker than I imagined.
I already told you why I don't want him anymore. He's only making $200 a month at most. So you can take him and be happy now. I'm not really sure how he was able to get a penthouse like that in the first place, but I can tell you right now he did not buy it. So good luck with rent next month, and know that I want nothing to do with it. Sorry to say, Karen, but your son played you really good this time. You had to give him a little bit of your money as well, right?
Huh? Are you trying to make some kind of convoluted joke now? My son would never ever try to fool his own mother.
I'm asking about that money right now. Did you hand him any?
Of course I gave him just a little bit when he asked for it. He told me it was for this penthouse, so of course I was going to let him have a bit of my money.
Wow. Well, if you're totally fine with giving him your money for no good reason, then I'm not going to say anything about it. After all, I don't really care what happens between you both. Anyway, make sure you come back over here tomorrow to fill out some paperwork with me. I'll be waiting patiently for you. And once everything is finished up and signed, you and your son will have nothing to do with me ever again. This is what you've both been wanting, right?
Hey, Bristol, something doesn't feel very right over here. And for some reason I haven't been able to find Theo anywhere. Have you heard anything from him at all?
What are you talking about, Karen? I haven't heard anything from him.
I see. Oh, then he has to be with that woman.
I'm sorry for not knowing anything about this, but you all have nothing to do with me, right? So could you please leave me be now?
But without him around, I'll be in huge trouble. I've already gotten one notice saying that I'll be kicked out of this penthouse.
Well, that's kind of what happens when you get a place like that on Theo's monthly salary. I'm sure it's no lie that he took the $10,000 that I lent him, along with whatever money you gave him, and used it all to force his way into that penthouse and now has nothing left to pay with, right?
What are you talking about?
No matter how you try thinking about your situation, it's all kinds of strange. Theo only works part-time and is only making around $200 a month at that. He's also been borrowing money from all sorts of really strange places, which does not help him one bit. I'm wondering if it was one of those people he borrowed from that he also got the penthouse from. I knew already just by the facts at hand that you guys wouldn't be able to stay there very long. But they are going to start asking you for your money since you still have some left.
What? Oh, you have to be lying about that, right? So, you're really telling me that it's true? Theo played me good?
I'm not sure about everything. I'm sure even Theo didn't know about everything while he was asking for your money. He was probably going to use all your money to help him pay off all his debts while you both started living there. And I'm sure that it's going to be pretty much impossible for him to pay for that penthouse alone, considering he doesn't make nearly enough money to afford the rent.
Hey, Bristol, we got a letter in the mail asking for a very large amount of money. And the day after that is when Theo stopped coming back here. What am I going to do about all of this?
Why are you asking me that like you want an answer?
Who the hell else am I supposed to ask right now?
Anyone besides the woman you constantly picked on and then bragged to when moving out of your old house. Honestly, I think you are very mistaken right now about me.
What?
I am nothing to you now, and I never want to have any part in your life again. I'm not family to you, not even a friend to you, and not even a kind stranger. You really think that after all you said to me, you'd be able to get help from me now? I don't even know how to help you because that money issue you have is the least of your problems.
Well, how about you let me move back into that house with you? I have no idea how things ended up this way, and I'm not sure how to get out of it. I believed everything Theo was telling me before, but now I'm starting to really think he's in all sorts of trouble now. Well, thank goodness I still have that house that my husband bought for us long ago. So that means I'll be coming back to live there now, all right? If you're going to still be paying all the bills and everything, then I guess I'll let you keep living with me there.
Are you all right, Karen? Because what you just said was all a load of BS. That house is gone now. I sold it.
What? You sold it?
But what's really strange is how you started acting like you could just move back into the house after giving it to me. I would have never let you back in. But luckily, the house is sold now anyway, so we don't have to go through all that nonsense. I've moved into my own apartment now. I know that you're about to be kicked out of that penthouse and all, but I have to say, moving into a high-rise apartment like this is truly amazing.
What are you talking about? You actually sold that house? That house was my frickin' house. How could you do something like that without asking me first?
Are you the mentally disabled one here? You gave me that house when you and Theo moved out, right?
What? I did?
You and I both went and sat down to fill all of that paperwork out a little while back, right? When you were truly out of the house, you said it was mine and gave it to me legally. Did you already forget about all of that? Perhaps your early signs of dementia are starting to appear.
Now that you mention it, I think something like that did happen. But even if that happened, you sold the house without my permission?
Oh, come on now, you old fart. It's not that hard to understand, right? You gave me the house, literally changing the name on it to mine. That means I can do whatever I want with the place. I wasn't doing anything without your permission because it was my house and only mine. That's why I sold it for some easy cash. Also, back when your husband bought the house, the place wasn't that expensive, and neither was the land even.
What are you talking about?
Over time, that land grew in value. Not the house, but the land itself. And because of that, I was actually able to get more than your husband had paid for it. So I'll be kind and consider the money I got for the house as my settlement from Theo.
Wait, oh, you're joking, right? You were able to make that much money off the place? Oh, that was the house I had so many memories inside with my husband and family.
Then why were you pushing the house off onto me, calling it all old and run down before? Also, like I was saying, the house was not all that much, so I had it torn down before selling the land and materials.
You had that house destroyed? All of our memories?
All of your memories? Next time you want to treasure your memories, don't give them to a stranger calling them old and run down. The place is gone and sold off. I was never going to keep a place that big, so I think I made the right decision here.
I cannot believe this. The fact that you took things this far, that was our house.
Then you shouldn't have let go of it. You were the one that made the final choice and even signed all the documents legally saying that it was to become mine. Sorry that you regret it, but you can't complain about those choices you made to me.
Listen, Bristol, I'm sure you still want my son back, right? Oh, brother. Where are we going with this conversation now? You shouldn't be picking on me if you still have feelings for him, all right? I'll let you have him back, Bristol. But that means you have to do something to get us our house back. You could even let us have that apartment of yours now for him. Theo wants me to do something to help the situation.
Then perhaps you need to do something to help him. because I'm not going to bother with either of you. So, no thank you, Karen. I don't even think there is a single bit of love and care left in me for the little brat. So there. You're lying, right? You don't have to play this off strong anymore. The guy barely worked a job and was loaded with debt while going out to cheat on me with his girlfriend. He has an old whining mother attached to him and wasn't even able to afford a house for the both of you. You really think I want a parasite like that back in my life? All I felt by being married to him was stress, and it's finally gone now. Old whining mother? Are you calling me that? Who else does he have as a mother? You're a total bitch. Also, ever since the divorce, I have been feeling a lot more sexy. Even some of the men in my company are saying so. What? You are? I'm only in my 30s, after all, and the owner of a company. So far, I've been having a lot of fun with myself, now that I'm single again. Honestly, with how amazing a woman I am, you should be thankful I ever gave your son such a chance at being my husband. Well, I'm sure you'll never thank me, but anywho, you're asking the wrong person for help right now. Both you and your crappy son go find someone else to bother with your problems. Well, I guess I mean just you, since your son has gone and run away from you or something. Bristol, wait. If you leave me like this, I'm really going to be screwed. If you don't help me, I'll be screwed. If anything, all of this was your doing in the first place. Oh, shut the hell up, you annoying old hag. Not my fault that whole plan you and your sly son got into didn't go as planned. The fact that you're trying to blame me for it all now just goes to show how you're better off rotting in hell than being helped. Let's hope that your son comes back one day to get you. I'm not helping you any, so please enjoy whatever days you have remaining in that penthouse of yours. Goodbye forever, you annoying old hag of a failure. Once all of that talk was finished, I went and completely ignored anything else that Karen had to say to me. And in the end, after about a week of not looking at anything she sent me, I just went and blocked her number. She then turned to calling her son over and over again, but she was still getting no answers from him until one day, when she called him, there was no voicemail or anything to his number anymore. The only thing anyone I know really heard about him after he ran off is that he was seen climbing into the back of a freight train and was going to hitch that ride all the way to California. There was also this story on the news about how a group of thugs had found a man who looked similar to Theo, but was bald and didn't share the same last name. He was beaten to a pulp over not having the money they had been asking for, and this did all happen down in California, so I like to think that's where he met the end of his story. Within the following week, Karen was then kicked out of the penthouse and had to move to the coast, where she's now working on a fishing boat. She's too old to be of any use out on the deck, but the crews made good use of her as their cook, where on some of the more treacherous days she's thrown back and forth in the kitchen due to the waves. I'm sure that's not the best life for a woman her age, but I think it's perfect for a woman her age who is a complete dick, and I hope she regrets everything she's done. As for myself, those past couple of weeks after I had finally blocked Karen were so much fun for me. I was able to have some time to myself more, and that allowed me to take time to travel a little bit and meet new people. And at one point during my time out, I ran into this really nice man at a bar I was at, and after talking for a little bit, we both learned that we're in the same kind of business together. When I told him that I'm a company owner and was recently single, I think that really got him going, and due to that, I'll now be going on a trip with him to Shanghai in a few weeks for both business and pleasure.
Morgan, where are you right now? What? I just finished parking the car out in the driveway of your house. I was told that I could park my car out here before by Jackson, so that's what I've done. I see. I was wondering why there was a car out in my driveway which I'd never seen before. So, you drive a little blue sedan? What the heck is that thing? Is that really your car? Yes, it is. That would be my car. I see. I really hope you're joking with me right now, Morgan. I would never expect someone like you to be driving in such an old and cheap-looking car such as that. It's like the car is saying that its driver is a poor person with the vibe it's giving off. What? I actually really happen to like that car, and that's the whole reason I drive it all the time. It's a little bit smaller than most modern sedans, so it's easier for me to park, and it can park in more places than most other cars. I like to think that a lot of people drive cars like that one. I don't want to hear your excuses. I thought that someone else had pulled up in our driveway like a thief. What? Listen to me, Morgan. I heard that you are currently working for a very good company. But what about your parents? What are the both of them doing right now for work? My father is self-employed and my mother works alongside him. Oh no, I knew it. It's your parents who are both the poor people in your family. And now you're trying to get into my family in order to get my husband's money, right? I wasn't wrong. You are a thief that's trying to steal from my family. Hold on for just a second there, Matilda. I think you've jumped the gun way too early here by calling me a poor person just like that. The only reason that I'm here at your guys' house today is to talk with you guys and your husband about Jackson and I getting married. So would you please wait for me to come inside and then we can all sit back and talk? I have nothing left to talk with you about. Go home. Go home, go home, go home. Get the hell off my property and go home. How about you calm down, please? I'm coming up to your front porch right now. No! You're going to try to hurt me now. This is a family of doctors, and we will not be allowing a rotten little child like you to come and take our money. Now that you have that pocket change, you leave my son alone and go away. Now I'm really in shock. I never thought that someone older than myself would be chucking their change at me. Now I understand how things like water fountains feel when they have to have coins thrown at them all day. I'm not playing around here. Honestly, I am fed up with you now, Matilda. I knew something was up the moment my son told me he was with a 35-year-old woman. Jackson is only 27 years old, and he's a doctor of all things. He does not need some old hag like yourself marrying him when he has the ability to get much younger and far wealthier women. Did you just call me an old hag? Have you ever taken a look in the mirror before? Because once you have, you can have some room to talk. Shut your filthy mouth! I need to protect my cute little Jackson from things like you, which means you need to get out of here right now. This is my family of doctors, and I will not let any beggars get anywhere close to us. Is that so? Then I suppose I won't marry him anymore. I'm going home. That's what I wanted to hear. Did you think I would ever let your dirty hands come and defile my family of esteemed doctors? Don't you ever come around my family again, you poor person. I never want to see your face for the rest of my life. So, what do you plan on doing now, Jackson?
I'm so very sorry, Morgan. I have tried so many times now to get my mom to shut up and let you come in. But she's not listening to me one bit. I thought that at least a few days after the first time I had talked to her, she would have calmed down a little. All she keeps saying is how she has to protect me and protect our money.
By the way, your mom has quite an arm on her. That pocket change that she whipped at me was so fast that it cut up my chest and left some bruising. I could take this to the police if I wanted to and say that she assaulted me.
I am so sorry. I'm sure you didn't want anything like this happening today. I don't know what else I can say besides I'm sorry. I don't understand how this happened with my mom when weeks ago, when I was first talking to her about you, she seemed so happy. Hey, you were lying about not getting married to me, right? There's no way you can leave me just because of what my mom did to you, right?
But here's the thing, Jackson. After getting married, you and I will have to meet one another's parents quite often, and that especially means I'll have to see your mom. If she continues to do things like she's done to me today, I'm not going to be able to control myself anymore, and I'll have to call the police on her. That's why for the time being, I'll no longer call you my fiancé. I'm only doing this for a little while, in the hopes that your mom will actually calm down.
Are you sure about that? Can I believe what you're saying?
Yes, you can. But listen, Jackson, I've heard from you plenty of times before now about how your mom is a total jackass and has been causing you trouble for years. And then something like today happened to me. So until something is done about her, whether that's you cutting ties to her or her learning to cope with me, I'm not going to marry you. Understand?
I will make sure something is done about her. I love you so much, Morgan. And that means I will not let you leave me because of my mom. I'm going to go and have another talk with her in a little bit. Could you please give me a little bit of time?
All right.
Excuse me, Morgan.
What do you want, Matilda?
Don't you dare call me by my name ever again!
Then what should I be calling you instead? Would you like me to call you my ex-mother-in-law or something?
Shut your mouth right now! You're going to make me vomit all over my room.
Then I'm going to continue to call you Matilda. So what's going on with you?
That's right. Because of you, my son came and yelled at me for what happened. I have never in my whole entire life been yelled at by someone like Jackson. If he ends up with a worthless lowlife like you, then his family and everything will be defiled. I have to get him away from you at all costs.
Huh? Let me ask you, do you have any idea why he's upset with you in the first place?
I know why, my poor, poor baby Jackson. He's been deceived by the devil who's working through you right now to try and invade the family.
Ah, okay. So you have no idea what's going on between you two then? I really do not care at all for your family money, so would you please tell me what makes you think that I do?
Even a dang monkey would know why. Because you are nothing more than an office worker. I know that all women turn into office ladies when they want to find themselves a man to bag up.
I have no idea what me working in an office has to do with Jackson.
And your father is a self-employed loser. In other words, that makes your whole family nothing more than a bunch of poor people. There is no way people like you would ever understand what it's like to be rich, but that's why you're trying to find an easy way to someone else's money. And then there's your mother who does nothing but sit around all day and has to take care of your stupid father. That's why I know you're after my family's money. I'm right on the mark with that, aren't I?
You really are a delusional old woman, aren't you? Do you think it's time you go live in an old folks' home or something like that, where you can live out your delusions in peace? I'm sure that the nurses there would love to hear all your stories about how the devil is coming for your money and whatnot. At least I can understand now why you act like such a child. And I can also see that no matter what I say, or anyone else says for that matter, you're not going to listen.
You think I'd ever listen to a trickster like you?
Of course you'd never, and that's because you have no idea what's going on anymore. And that also means you have no idea what and who are good and evil. You probably don't even know about how my father is a private clinician, and about how my mom works with him as his assistant.
Huh? So now the devil has started to speak in tongues through you or something.
You say you're from a family of doctors, yet you can't understand my English? Well, I'll just have you know that the clinic your son is working for right now is the clinic that my father owns.
What?
My father is the one who hired your son to work for him as a researcher within his clinic. You never heard a single thing about that from Jackson?
I may or may not have heard something related to all of that.
You say that you know everything about your son and are there to protect him from all that's evil, yet you don't even know the place he works at?
You're lying. You're trying to deceive me too now. All of that is lies made up by the devil to help you take our money. If your father was really the owner of the clinic my son is working in, then why did you tell me before that he's self-employed?
Well, it's just that before your son was telling me how much pride you have in your family. So, in an attempt to not totally destroy your heart, I just told you that my father is self-employed. Which is not wrong, by the way. But now that I've learned just how toxic of an old woman you really are, I'm kind of glad I never told you the details.
Shut your mouth! I'm not going to believe another word that comes out of your mouth.
Then perhaps you can look this up yourself?
I will. I will look up the place that Jackson's working at right now. And then when I see that you have indeed been lying to me, you'll be forced to regret letting the devil use your tongue.
Sure. Now go and have a look.
Morgan, why are you not answering me?
Because I've been working and had no time to answer to a delusional woman. Wow, you've went and called me 300 times now? Do you have nothing better to do with your time?
Now is not the time to talk about me calling you. For some reason it seems I had a small little misunderstanding. Now that I've had a good look, it does seem that the clinic my son has been working for is the same clinic your father owns. Jackson even said that to me, so I know now that you were telling the truth. So because that's the case, you are perfect for my family. I'll allow you to marry my son now. Make sure to have a massive wedding and everything so that those around us know we are an affluent family. Also, please make sure that you guys have a child as soon as you start making love. And of course, the first child has to be a boy. When are you guys planning to have your first house built? I'll be coming over there quite a lot to spend time with you guys, so make sure there's a guest room that's set up specifically for me.
Wait. What kind of tangent are you starting to go on this time? I think you've completely lost it now that you've changed course by 180 degrees, and I would be more than happy to refer you to seeing my father for help.
I'm talking about all of this stuff now because you will become a part of my family.
But weren't you saying before that I wasn't fit to be a part of your family, even though Jackson and I thought it was just fine?
I know that. Hence why I'm taking back my word and letting you marry my son now. Come to my house right now. I will be more than happy to welcome you inside this time.
That's not going to happen.
What?
Based off the way you've been judging me before, that would mean your son and the rest of you would not be fit for my family. Right?
What are you going on about right now, Morgan?
Based off what I know about so far, your family may all be doctors, but not a single one of you owns a clinic or hospital, correct? And actually, there is really only one doctor in your family, and that's Jackson. And he's not even considered a proper doctor yet because he's only doing research for my father right now.
But he still has the license to be a doctor, which means he is a doctor at heart, right?
And what about your husband? From what I've heard, all he is a nurse. Right? My grandpa was the owner of a hospital back when he was still around, and your husband used to work under him as a nurse there. Isn't that right?
What? Then that means you're the granddaughter of a hospital owner.
See, you didn't even know about that very obvious fact.
But my husband has been working in a hospital all his life, so he's just like a doctor, right?
No, he's not. Nurses and doctors are completely different from one another, and I do not like the fact that you are getting them confused. Jackson's little brother also does not happen to be a doctor, and all you are is a housewife, right?
And so what? All of that nitpicking from you is starting to get on my nerves. Then what about you, Morgan? All you are is a basic office lady, right?
That's right. But I happen to have a doctor's license, and before I started my own business, I was a doctor.
Huh?
Right now I'm running a business that works in the sales of medical equipment to all sorts of hospitals and clinics all across the state.
Your business sells medical equipment?
I talk with my mom a lot about things like medical equipment, such as what's new in the medical world and what my father's clinic would like to use next. Originally, I didn't really care too much for owning my own business, but when I started to think about how much I loved helping other clinics and hospitals, I decided I'd do so by offering them the best equipment around.
Then that would mean your family.
That's correct. We all happen to have doctor's licenses, and we've all worked as doctors or are working as doctors, and that makes my family a family of doctors. So, you guys are the real deal? The real deal? Do you understand things a little bit more clearly now? Of course I do. I can see now that the woman my son wants to marry has nothing wrong with her and is not lacking in any way. We need to hurry up and get your guys' wedding together. You were just joking about leaving my son behind, weren't you? That was just a joke you told because you're just that funny of a woman. Well, now I can see just how serious you are about my son and that you need to become his wife. I'm so happy to become your mother-in-law. I finally see everything clearly now. No, you don't. From what you just said, you don't understand a damn thing. Hold on, what are you talking about? The thing is, I could never understand you very well, Matilda. I could never understand why you would hurl little pieces of metal in the form of change at someone, causing them to get cut up. And I could never understand why you thought you still had to take care of your 28-year-old son, like he's a baby still or something. And I could never understand what you were going on about when you said I was the devil and wanted all your money. I really have no idea what you are, Matilda, and that's why I plan to forget about you entirely. Are you still upset with me? We're going to become family from now on, so just forget about all of that. I'm letting you join my family now as my son's wife, so you can stop nitpicking and whining. Oh? You never heard the news? What? Jackson's going to be taking my family's name. Oh, you hold your horses. I sure did not hear about that. Then what's going to happen to my family and the son we raised to take it over? The only child we'll have left is that shut-in brat who doesn't even work. I don't care about your family matters. How about you let your boys live their lives the way they want to and worry about your future instead? I know for a fact that all you've done is bitch at them over and over again about how you want them to live. You hold it right there, Morgan! Look! Jackson! Jackson! You reply to me right now! Hey, are you really going to try ignoring your own mother now? You would never do something so heartless to the woman who birthed you, right? You have always been a really good boy to your mommy.
Mom, shut the hell up already.
Jeez, you were 32 seconds later than the last time with your reply to me. I have told you before to respond to me within 10 seconds of my texts or calls to you, right?
I'm out of the house right now, so don't expect me to be looking at my phone all the time. And Mom, you have always been the one to think that you come before anyone or anything else, right?
Well, of course. I am your mother, and I am one of the most important people in the world.
Well, the most important person to me is Morgan.
Why would you say something like that? I'm your mommy, right? I was the one who made you and gave birth to you. You're my little baby boy, and to you I should always be the most special.
I already had a talk with Dad about you. He's told me about how being married to you has completely numbed him because of all the embarrassment you've brought upon him. But after what you did to Morgan recently, he can no longer handle you.
Why are you mad at your mommy? What happened to you, Jackson?
Stop calling yourself my damn mommy. Jesus Christ, are you daft or something? I'm 28 years old now and don't want to be around some complete nut job anymore. Mom, I really do appreciate you for raising me and everything. But I'm not a 4-year-old anymore, and the life I want to live now has nothing to do with you anymore. I'm leaving that house and your family.
What? What do you mean by that?
I'm taking Morgan's family name in the marriage, so that I never have to be associated with someone as embarrassing as you. I'll make sure you pay Dad back all the money he gave to send me to school over time. But besides that, I don't want anything to do with you guys. So leave me the hell alone now, please.
Why, Jackson? Are you really that upset with me? Oh, my baby boy, was the way I'd been talking to you too harsh? The only reason I was being so strict with you about Morgan was to protect you from the devil. I really mean that, okay? Oh, please trust me.
Shut your goddamn mouth already. Oh my god. Like hell you've ever done anything to protect me. Not once had you ever listened to a word I said to you. That's why I no longer want to be a part of your life. I always wanted to become a dang veterinarian, but you stomped those dreams I had into smithereens. You said that veterinarians were all failures who never accomplished the goal of becoming doctors. I am not your puppet. I am not your doll. I am nothing to you now.
Would you please not talk to your own mommy like that? Oh, this is all because of that woman. That woman, with the help of the devil, turned you into this.
That's right. With her help, I was able to open my eyes and realize just how horrible of a person you are. I respect her a lot for staying with me through all of this. And not for just that reason, though, but also because she became a doctor, and then a business owner.
I know that, but...
The only reason I ever lived with what you told me to do is because that was the only way I could find some sort of peace in that house. Luckily, I was able to graduate from high school at the top of my class and get into a really good medical school where I had a lot of scholarships. But I'm no longer at peace anymore with this path you've laid out for me either, so things must change. And that's why today is the final day of calling myself your son.
You can't! You're going to betray your own flesh and blood now? Do you have any idea how much I've had to sacrifice for you?
And you should know that all those sacrifices you made were for nothing, because it turned my little brother into a damn NEET.
What?
He had dreams of his own as well. He wanted to become an aerospace engineer, Mom. But you never listened to him talk about his dreams and told him he had to become a doctor or else he'd rot in hell. You forced him to study what you wanted him to study, and you chose all the friends he could have. And you never let him leave the house besides to go to school and go to cram school afterwards. Because of all of that, he became depressed, and the only thing that he could find joy in was video games. He can't even leave the house now because you never let him develop any social skills.
Is that right? I like to think it's all his fault. He ended up completely useless. He never used his brain the same way you did, and he would never listen to me. And when he got into high school, he could never get his grades above a C, and then he never even went to a university afterwards. Oh, that useless shut-in should be praising me for even allowing him to still live at this house.
He is not a shut-in. Right now, he works as a remote engineer.
What?
He gives Dad about $2,000 in cash each month, right? He knows that if he gives you any money, you would just go out and burn it all on brand clothing. That's why he never hands you a dime.
I didn't know that.
That's because you never cared about him or I. The only thing you wanted was for us to become something you could both brag about and get money from.
Oh, that's not true at all.
Dad's going to hand in your guys' divorce papers soon.
What? What do you mean?
He doesn't love you anymore. Also, I'll be cutting you out of my life, and my brother will be doing the same exact thing after he moves.
Wait, I'm nothing but a housewife. If your brother and Dad both leave me, then I won't have any money in order to support myself.
Then get to work, asshole. You're in your 60s now, and have not once worked a job in your life, right?
Being a housewife is a job. So don't make it sound like I'm just some freeloader.
I suppose having to cook and clean every day is tough, but you're not making any money off of it, are you?
I know that, but... So this is how you and everyone else are going to abandon me? I gave you all the most loving any human could ever give you. I have loved you ever since you were born. Please do not abandon your own mother like this. Can't you please take me with you?
Hell no. Stay the hell away from me, you monster.
What?
I told you already. The person I love most is Morgan. But the person I forgot to mention that I hate the most is you. You not only made fun of her and hurt her feelings, but then went and physically assaulted her.
I was just in the heat of the moment then.
Shut up already, Mom. You really think an excuse like that would work in your favor with the police?
Wait a second. Wait. Listen to me, Jackson.
I'm done here. You have nothing else to say to me beside lies and excuses. So I'm not listening to you anymore, like you've always done to everyone else. Bye.
I don't want you to go.
Who frickin' cares? You better start praying to God that Morgan doesn't take things further with you. She already told me she won't get the police involved yet, but she could call them at any moment and have you arrested.
Wait, Jackson!
Thank you so much for doing the one thing that all mothers can do for their child, and that's giving birth to me. But beside that, all you've done is hurt me. So I don't want to ever see you again. Morgan, I'll be coming home tonight.
Understood. We finally moved out into our own house together, and being alone for so many days in a row has left me feeling a bit lonely.
I'm sorry about that. I didn't think that family meeting we had would take that long. But from now on, I'll always be at home with you. My dad and brother were also able to escape that monster.
Thank goodness. I was a bit worried at first that your mom would never let go of those two and would fight them until the day she died.
Well, my dad wasn't going to have it anymore, so there will be no problems. My little brother was also really happy to hear that my dad is divorcing her. He also mentioned that if you ever plan on expanding your business into making your own medical equipment, to give him a call and he'd love to work for you as an engineer.
If I can make something happen, I'll give him that call. Now that I think about him, not too long ago he had helped with that project to develop a new engine part for airliners, right?
That's right. But he was only one of many engineers that worked on that project.
But that means he has experience doing things with precision. I really might have to hire him.
Morgan, thank you so much.
What's this all about now? I love you a lot, Jackson, so you don't have to thank me for anything. In the end, Matilda had to listen to her husband ask for a divorce and give her all the reasons as to why he wanted one. For a very long time, he had been tired of all of her hysteric episodes she'd have, but never did anything about it because he'd tried tuning them all out. He would normally do that by just distancing himself from her by working longer shifts and staying out of the house. But this time, he just could not bear the thought of her anymore. Although I really wish he divorced and left her a whole lot sooner. Jackson's little brother also used this divorce as a way to finally run away from his mom and move into a new place. So after all that, Matilda not only lost her husband, but both of her sons as well, and is now completely alone. After the divorce, she went back to her parents, who were now both in their 90s, and had the both of them take care of her even though her father is struggling with severe dementia. The only issue that came about from that move, though, was that Matilda's little sister was already living with her parents in order to take care of them, and would not have Matilda sitting around all day doing nothing. So, within a day, Matilda was forced by her little sister to start helping out with her parents in the chores, which only drove Matilda more insane. And if that wasn't enough for her, Matilda's little sister is only giving her a month to find a job, or else she's kicking her out of the house for good. So, let's hope for the sake of Matilda that she can find some kind of work and not wind up homeless. And if she does, let's just pray the devil doesn't get to her and send her heading right back towards us begging for our money.
Hey, Karina, you need to answer my question. Is it true that you're coming to my house for the housewarming party? Yeah, that's right. I'm planning to go with the family. What's up? Have things changed? Oh, really? Okay. I don't mind that you come to the get-together, but can you please just dress appropriately for the party? That would be great. Huh? What do you mean dress appropriately? Is there something wrong with the way I dress normally? Well, you're smart. You understand the situation, right? We live in a very luxurious house now. I get it. You want to feel that exhilarating feeling when you walk into the place. You know, originally it wasn't going to be a place for your family to enter. Oh, Joan, are you kidding me with this? Are we really going to have this conversation again? Because I need to explain things properly so that you understand. Do you have any idea what will happen if you don't keep quiet? Well, I don't plan on doing anything in the house. All I want to do is celebrate with Tyson, that's it. You know, because he was the one that built the house, okay? Excuse me, Tyson's so busy every day as a doctor, and you do know that as his wife, I'm busy trying to support his daily life, right? You could say that more than half of the house was built by yours truly. He couldn't do it without my help. At your place, you may not have the financial means to do all of these amazing things, as both of your parents have to work to get by. There's also those types of couples, you know. I wouldn't be surprised if you all do something to our beautiful house. Okay, Joan. Whatever you say then. Well, I'm already exhausted from having this conversation. I don't know if I want to celebrate anymore. But Tyson invited us to come, and I don't know if I can just turn him down when he's worked so hard. You do know that you were only invited as a social gesture, right? So you wouldn't feel left out. I can't believe how serious you're being. It's annoying. Really? Just a social gesture, huh? I don't really think it's like that. We're his family, so of course that's why he invited us to go. Well, since you're all going to come to the housewarming, at least be aware of what I was talking about when you do make it over here, all right? I don't want my brand new mansion getting all dirty and covered in your disgusting germs. We're not going to make a mess. We're adults who know how to clean up after themselves. I'll just come by for a little bit, say hello to some people, and leave right after that. Oh, really? That's your plan? Well, I'm also getting tired of dealing with you and the family, so please do go home early. You'll also need to do some showering and deodorizing of yourselves before you enter the house, okay? Are you kidding me with this? We don't smell, all right? So stop hassling me so much about this.
Hey, Karina. You're coming to the celebration at our house today, aren't you? I'm sorry to bother you with this, but could you bring a suit over for me? I think the suit I was using to get a job is still at the house, right?
Oh, you're wanting one of your suits? I'm sorry, we've already left the house.
Oh, really? If only I had messaged you sooner. This might be a problem. But you're all dressed up properly and everything, right?
Well, I'm wearing something that's nice, but I didn't mean to look shabby, if that's what you mean. This isn't what Joan instructed you to say to me, is it?
Oh, yeah. She told me to tell you that. I don't know, she just cares about random things like that. It's only a housewarming, but yeah. It's getting kind of annoying, and I can't get over how she's been acting lately towards other people. She also said to please behave yourself somehow.
Well, I wouldn't say it's at the level of being annoying, but I don't really want to have much to do with her if she's going to continue acting like this towards me. I hate her.
Hey, come on now. She's still my wife. You can't just turn around and hate her because of how picky she is. That's a bit extreme, Karina. She's a beautiful lady as well. She just wants things to be perfect. You need to stop hating on her, alright?
I don't get why you'd say that to me, Tyson. Don't you care that she's talking down to me? She shouldn't be saying rude things to me.
All you have to do is listen to what she says. We hardly get together anyways, so it shouldn't be a big deal. You know that she can be tough on people, especially those that she doesn't approve of, or hasn't spent a lot of time with. So that's it. I've been working hard, and this housewarming means a lot to me. So could you just be nice and try to get along?
Do you really think that I can be friends with someone who insults me all the time? This is no joke, Tyson. She does that. Also, I think we're beyond the point of trying to even be friends anyway. It would be too difficult to try and make amends now.
Okay, I get it. It's fine. If you can't get along, just at least try and be adults, and not make it so obvious that you're not friendly towards each other. So, are you all on your way here? Or are you at a rest stop taking a break right now?
No, Dad is driving today, so I'm sitting here in the passenger seat messaging you. We'll be arriving soon, though.
Wait, what? Dad is driving? Is Dad coming to the housewarming as well?
Of course he is. You're his son, so of course he's going to show up. You did invite all of us to this party, didn't you?
Oh, I had no idea, to be honest. I thought it was just going to be you and Mom coming to the house. I thought that Dad would be in a board meeting today.
Oh, I see what you mean. I get that you're scared of Dad, so I suppose you purposefully threw this party on a day that only Mom and I could make it. Well, I hate to break it to you, but Dad canceled his plans today so that he could come with us.
But he never comes to anything, and I just don't like it when he comes to anything I organized. I don't get how this happened. Actually, I'm not really scared of Dad or anything. It's just that he's my boss at the hospital as well, so I don't want to have to see him on my days off as well.
Oh, okay, I understand. No matter what, Dad was going to be with you and at some point or another, but I guess be prepared for when he gets there.
Yeah, I know. I just don't want to deal with him outside of work. Whatever you all do, just be on your best behavior, alright?
Hey, when are we not on our best behavior, Tyson? Everything will be fine, I promise you that. Hey, I just saw you at my window. What on earth are you wearing? Obviously cheap clothes, and you're driving that cheap-looking car. I'd be in so much trouble if I pulled up in that crappy car and run-down clothes to enter a fancy-looking house. Okay, whatever you say, Joan. Would you open the gate for us, please, so that we can come in? We came all the way here, so don't make us wait outside until you let us in. Oh, I am so sorry, Karina, but I really can't let you enter the property. I mean, look at this place, okay? You know that you are not in suitable attire to enter, right? No, we're not. We look absolutely fine, so stop judging us on what we own. You really need to stop annoying me and my family. Wow, I really didn't know that you had such a way with words. It's making me so scared of you. Not. You know, I really can't afford to let more people in since it's already so crowded. Surely you understand that. Look, I need to speak to Tyson. What is he doing? Did you do something to him? No matter how many times I call, he doesn't pick up. Oh, well, at the moment, Tyson's cleaning the bathroom, so he can't answer any phone calls or text messages right now. Wait, what? Why the heck is he cleaning the bathroom? Doesn't he know what's happening right now? I just told him that we were almost at his place, so I don't get why he would be cleaning. I actually told Tyson that you and your parents would be delayed in arriving. Wait, what? Why would you say that to him when we were basically outside your house? Because Tyson is too kind, and I knew that he'd let all of you into the house. I didn't want that to happen. Please keep in mind that I have to be strong and keep him out of the way so that I don't have to let you inside. Then, no matter how we looked when we got to the front door, you were just going to drive us away somehow, weren't you? Now that I think about it, yeah, that's what I was trying to do, to be honest with you. I was actually surprised to see that your appearance was worse than I expected. Surely you're able to understand these complicated circumstances, right? Are you for real, Joan? What complicated circumstances? All you're doing is being rude. Be honest with me, are you after Tyson's money? He's such a rich man who earns a considerable amount of money as a doctor. I'm sure you're trying to wheedle your way into his life and get some extra cash on him, aren't you? Why would you assume these things about my family? Do you really think we'd take his money? Are you insane? We're his family. It's because you're living a life that's dependent on his job, right? Your family is just a poor and unemployed waste of space in society and rely on Tyson's allowance. What on earth are you talking about? What is this about us needing his allowance? Yeah, I already know everything, Karina. I tried to prevent it all from happening, but your family are only here for his money because you can't survive without my husband. If you want to get into a house, there's an entry fee to get inside. You're going to have to pay at least $1,000 per person, okay? This is insane. I can't believe what you're saying. I've had enough of this. We're just going to go home then. I knew you wouldn't be able to pay for it, so you've got no other choice. It's such a huge amount to pay for such a poor family. Well, I guess I'll just let Tyson know that you all changed your minds about coming inside and that you went home. Please turn and go right back home, please. I've got other things to plan for this housewarming. I can't believe this is happening. You're going to regret doing this to my family, Joan. Be careful what you say next. Oh, I'm so scared. I wonder what's going to happen next. I can't wait for you to actually get back at me. I guess I'll be waiting for a while then.
Hey, Karina, is everything okay? I heard that you went home because you guys weren't feeling well. What's going on?
Oh, is that so? Is that what your lovely wife told you? That's not exactly why we're not at your house, Tyson.
Wait, what do you mean by that? What's happened? So you aren't actually sick?
Joan wouldn't open the gate for us because our car and clothes weren't up to her standard. We look poor, is basically what she said. She doesn't want poor families to ruin the grounds that your house sits on. We're not dirty people, Tyson.
You're kidding me. She actually told you this? She wouldn't turn around and say something like that. After all, it's my family she's talking to. She wouldn't do that.
Tyson, from her perspective, we're parasites that are living off an allowance you give us. I guess that's why she thinks it's okay for her to treat us like she does. She thinks she can get away with this disgusting behavior. But her accusations are so strange. We've not received a penny from you, so I don't know where she got that idea from. And the strangest thing is Joan hasn't even found out that our father is the director of the hospital that you work at. If she knew about this, I don't think she'd be behaving like this towards us.
No, I suppose she doesn't know. Look, I'll explain all of this properly to her later. But please, can you all just get back here right now? I'm begging on my knees here.
I'm sorry, but we can't come back because Dad is very dizzy and he doesn't want to drive. I don't think we can go back to your house.
What? He's feeling frustrated? But that's not good. What am I going to do now? I'll call a taxi and get there as quickly as I can. Please, just let me apologize for what's going on. I can't believe this is happening right now.
Well, what if we don't want that to happen? Look, we've got no intention of receiving an apology right now. We've had enough of this nonsense.
Please, I'm begging you. I'll be there right away. Just let me say what I want to say, okay? Hey, you! I can't believe that you'd do something so terrible to us. Why did you turn my family away from the house?
Ugh, this again, really? Well, I guess you were just being so kind about letting your family come over, so they thought they had the audacity to enter my house, okay? You know that I can't allow a parasitic family such as yours to be spoiled by you forever, all right? If it wasn't for us well-known and wealthy people, those poor beings would never survive.
I'm so over your attitude. Cut it out. They've done nothing but be nice to you, Joan. Also, my family's not poor.
Wait, what? What do you mean you're not poor? You said to me that they didn't have a lot of money, so I just assumed they lived off rags and rations. You're the one that's been supporting this family the entire time that I've known you.
What on earth are you talking about? I might have said that, but that's not the truth.
What do you mean it's not the truth? You've got no reason to lie to me. If you're lying, then you need to speak up.
Would you just shut up for a second? Whatever has happened, you still drove them away without asking me what to do with them first. I can't believe my own wife would lie to me. It's all because of you that I've ended up this way. I'm so upset because of you.
Okay, I feel a little bit bad for lying to you, but they're just such poor people. Look, where are you right now, Tyson? We should talk in person, okay?
I'm in a taxi right now, trying to chase down my family's car. It looks like they went all the way back to the house, so I'm not going to come back home today. I can't believe your attitude and how you've treated my family. What am I supposed to do about this?
Okay, would you just calm down a little bit, please, and explain this all to me properly? Why are you in such a hurry to get to your parents' house for?
Okay, so my father is actually the director of the hospital that I work at. He's absolutely fuming right now over what's happened today. He's a very strict and stubborn person. I'm definitely going to be fired from the hospital now.
Huh? Okay, whoa, hold on a minute. Just rewind a little so I can understand. Why on earth did you keep this a secret for so long?
I have various reasons for that, alright? Anyway, you need to reflect on what you did today. I've had it up to here with you. I can't stand you.
Wait, what? No, I am so confused as to what your father has to do with this. So what, he's stubborn? What's so bad about your father? Okay, Karina, you really need to start communicating with me better. What's going on here? Your father is the director of the hospital that Tyson works at or something? How come I didn't know this? Well, I guess you finally heard the truth about what my family does from Tyson then? Yes, you're right. Tyson works as a doctor at the hospital that my father directs. No way, really? I literally had no idea that they worked so closely together. I thought that your parents had no job. Well, I guess Tyson kept it all hush-hush due to some strange pride that he's got. We also don't receive any allowance from Tyson either. We all have proper jobs and make our own living, so I don't see how you think Tyson pays us to survive. We can survive on our own. Oh, right. Well, I didn't mean to assume anything. I honestly had no idea that you all had jobs. I just acted like I did because of what Tyson said to me. Well, I guess what happened can't be helped now. Tyson's been lying to quite a few people then. Yes, he has. It's not right. He's the one who's a parasitic weasel. What is it with him, honestly? This is why I have to be the strong one in the couple. Yeah, but do you really think I'm going to turn around and say that everything is entirely his fault, Joan? Your mentality of looking down on people because of how little or how much money they have sickens me. You know what? It doesn't just sicken me, it makes me hate you a lot. I feel like I'm a victim of some kind of deceptive plan you had. But our family is more mad at you than anything else. But I can't help but be that way since Tyson lied to me about your situation. I didn't know that your father was a hospital director. You shouldn't just assume things about people. You should actually ask and make conversation about their situation. You should have been more careful about what you said to me and my family. If you can't think about what you've done wrong, then I can't help you. I think it's about time that you leave that big, luxurious house of yours and go back to your parents' house immediately. Huh? What for? Why should I be the one who has to leave? I didn't do anything wrong. It's not like I was intentionally mean to you. I just didn't know enough about your family. This house is also mine, too. This amazing house is proof that I'm a winner and I'm wealthy. No, it doesn't provide you with anything, Joan. A lot of the money that was invested into that house was from my father. Wait a minute. What did you just say? You're wrong. It was Tyson that invested a lot of money into building this house. Think about it, Joan. Do you really think Tyson had the money to build that house? Do you think a doctor in his 20s has enough money to do something like that? No, I guess he didn't, but that can't be true, can it? I suppose he did need help at some point, but no way did I think it came from your father. Well, one thing's for sure, you didn't pay a single cent for the construction of the house. You're just a housewife, so I guess I understand why you didn't. The next thing I'm about to tell you is a message from my father. You've done nothing but be rude to us, so you need to leave that house right now. No way, I can't just walk out of this house. It's mine as well. You can't just take it from me. Look, I had no idea of the situation. I'm innocent here. You might have pretended that you didn't know what was truly happening, but what you said was downright horrible. Just pack your things and get out of the house immediately. We're not going to tell you again. This family is also cutting ties with you. We don't want you around. You're cutting ties with me? You can't just do that to me. No one's allowed to just abandon someone and leave them basically homeless. I've got rights, you know. Please, just don't be so hasty about your decisions, okay? This has unfolded too quickly. Can't we just talk this out more? If you really want to talk this out more, then you need to talk to Tyson. We don't want to talk to you anymore. I'll leave you to pack. No, wait, Karina! You can't just do this to your own sister-in-law. Please, wait. Come back and talk to me. Hey, Tyson. You're not actually considering getting a divorce from me, are you?
I feel like you've given me no choice but to do that. Don't you get why this is happening? I don't want to be with someone who's so horrible anymore.
It's kind of odd that you're doing this, because you're the one that lied to me.
Yeah, I felt bad for lying to you, but you treated my family so badly, and I don't want to be married to someone who's going to act like you did. I'm sorry, but we can't be together. You've gone way too far, and you need to learn how to treat people better.
But I don't get it. We were doing so well. What am I supposed to do without you now? This isn't fair. I don't have a house to live in or a job to go to. How am I supposed to make a living or have an allowance without you?
Can't you just go back to your parents' house? Aren't they wealthy enough to support you until things turn around for you?
Don't you get it? My parents won't let me stay at their house anymore. After they learned about what happened with the in-laws and your sister, they're really angry at me. No matter which way you look at it, it's all your fault. You're the one who lied in the first place. This wouldn't have happened if you didn't.
What on earth are you saying, woman? It's your fault. I didn't tell you to treat my family like crap. I just didn't disclose their professions. My career is also ruined because of all the things you did to my family. You've made me look so bad in front of my family.
Only because you lied so that your pride wouldn't get hurt. Am I right? I thought you said that you were supporting your family and that you invested all of your own money to build the house. You also hid the fact that your father is the director of the hospital you work at. I don't understand why you do that.
You're wrong. I didn't hide anything. I just obeyed my father's instructions by not saying anything about him. He said that I've got a lot of learning to do, and that I need to gain more experience in my job. So I said nothing to you.
Oh, is that right? Are you kidding me? Does he really think that you're some incompetent doctor that's going to show off and get more attention than him or something?
Would you quit it with your snide remarks? He's stubborn, but he's still my father. So shut up, Joan. You need to learn to not talk badly about people. Who do you think you should thank for putting food on the table? Huh, Joan?
Are you being serious right now? You were the one that turned around and told me that a man who makes his wife work is a poor man.
Shut up. It was a joke, and I'm not poor. I just need help because there are a lot of loans when you study to be a doctor. Obviously, you don't understand. I've had enough of this. I don't want to see you ever again, Joan.
I suppose I'll just wish on that from here. Let's hope that you don't regret this later, okay? I know you wouldn't do this to me, Tyson. Karina, I really need your help. I don't have anyone else to rely on. I want to get back with Tyson. Please help. You know that he broke up with you. I can't possibly help you with that. If this is the worst case scenario, if you were able to reconcile, getting married again is highly unlikely. He blocked you for a few days now, so there's no way that you can get in contact with him now, right? I just said things out of anger. Look, I'm being serious. I want to be with Tyson. Now please help me out. I need to get in contact with him. Why should I help you? We cut you off, remember? Because you treated us like dirt. It would be bad for me to help a terrible person like you. But I've looked back on what I've done. I'll never make those kinds of mistakes again. Please, just forgive me for what I did. Why can't you just get help from your parents? Why are you trying to run back to Tyson or me? Because my parents are super strict and they aren't talking to me because of how I treated you. But I do feel bad about it now. I've got no job, nowhere to live, and no one I can rely on. You're my last and only hope that I have to get back on my feet. I'll be honest with you, Joan. You brought this on yourself. You're an adult and you should know better than to treat someone badly. Come on, Karina, don't say things like that. Please, just help me out. You can't abandon me in a time of need. Well, you should have thought about what you said before you were going to say it. Then you wouldn't be in this situation right now. If you want help from me, how about you pay me about $10,000? That only seems fair. After that debacle, Karina blocked Joan from messaging and cut off all contact from her. Apparently, Joan hit a dead end since she went back to visit her parents. She couldn't get her parents to forgive her. She was forced to live alone and learn the harshness of society. She's currently living day to day at a job she just got. She was able to fully experience poverty that she'd always frowned upon. Let's hope she learns how naive she's been. Tyson was kicked out of his father's hospital. It appears that he's taking a break from being a doctor in order to think about why he lied. He's got a bit of a pretentious side to him. Karina continues to live a healthy and happy life. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.